So Andreas Russo here. I'm a property investor and I own a couple of companies in total at the moment. And yeah, in this video, what we're going to talk about is parking charge notices. The main purpose of this video is for you to understand how, if you think they're not right, how not to pay and do it legally. And so you don't need to do anything else. You can just watch this video, but we've got, if one of my guys puts a link below of the work that we've done, the legal work that we've done, I've done actually myself. So it makes you it gives you an idea if you want to access that information, which you can find on the link below, on how I've done it. But basically it's very simple. Number one, these are invoices. So as a park charging notices, when you go to a car park and without knowing, then they take a picture of your car driving license, your license plate, and they send you called parking charge notice, which is in a legal term is an invoice. That's all it is. It's nothing to do with the parking ticket. What they do as a standard, they give you 21 days or 14 days to appeal it. It's not any appeal, okay? This is a trick to make you believe there's something official. It's nothing official. It's a private company trying to bill you. That's all it is a private company trying to asking you for money. That's all it is. It's like if a plumber comes to you and then just demands money for just being around, just to look at your house, for example. It's just something very similar, very, very similar. So if you can either pay whatever they ask, or you can just don't pay. If you decide not to pay, basically the only way they've got any legal right to demand payment is through a court order. Now, I just went through a whole process of court proceedings. Listen to this, court proceedings with NCP, National Car Parking, I think it's called NCP in the UK. National Car Parks or something of the sort. So what they've done is they first of all, it was to drop somebody off at the airport or collect at the airport. That's all it was. Send me this letter demanding £60, and I've done the appeal. And then in the appeal, it's very, very important you do this. That's what I've done. Is what you can do very easily, and you're never going to really need to pay it. So what I've done is I've written a letter back, which I've got a copy, telling them that, look, okay, fair enough, you demand this payment and I'm willing to give you something that is fair. So, but please demonstrate that there was a contract, that I signed a contract, demonstrate that it was me driving. In that case, I admitted to that, but you can do that as well, because usually they don't have that. Demonstrate there were barriers in there. They demonstrate everything that you can demonstrate. And then if you demonstrate that it's due to you, any payment is due to you, then fair enough. Go ahead and bill me and I'll pay a fair amount. They responded, and then I said in this letter also that there wasn't any terms and conditions. It was nothing, absolutely nothing. And this letter, and it was in 2021, I think, or 2022, I can't remember, a long time ago now. They said, look, there was a pound sign. That's all we need. There was a pound sign. I still got this letter. I think if you just click on the link, there was a pound sign. Therefore, the charge stand. Give us £60. I never respond to that. Then they send me a letter wanting £100. Then they send me a letter wanting £150. Then they got letters from BW Legal, a debt collection agency. They even called me. They send loads of threatening letters with payment plans, and ignored them all up until last year in December. What they've done, this BW Legal, they filed a lawsuit against me. Guess what? Right. So this is the only point where you've got to be careful. So if you intend to dispute it, it's no problem. Don't be All you have to do is reply within. Make sure you keep an eye on on your mail, and as soon as you receive it, immediately go online and dispute it. Or what I've done is filed a counterclaim for £100. And then at that point, the court proceedings will start. The courts will send you letters asking you to fill this form, that form, and so on. Meanwhile, what they've done basically what they've done this BW Legal, they filed a lawsuit so that I would receive the letter over Christmas period. So I would have overlooked it, and they would because after 14 days they can apply for a court order, and they're going to win by default. So this is why it's very important. Within 14 days, you immediately file a response. If you file a response, it's very, very difficult. They're going to get anywhere. Now, so I filed the counter suit, which is very easily done. You can do it yourself. When was it in 3rd of January, I think it was. Yeah, I just by chance I just looked at it immediately. I went online immediately. I filed it, my defense encounter claim, and then it was between January, and then all the process to go through the court was in the region of 6 months. So the court hearings were at the end of June, the end of June. So basically, what happened between January and June, what they've done, BW Legal, what the BW Legal done, send me letters disputing it, saying just on my counterclaim, just responding to it was all complete crap and all that. And then also sending false pictures of the site. It was clear it was false pictures. It was very, very clear it was false pictures. I didn't actually reply to any of them, none of them. Then what the court does is send you another form. So once you go through the court proceedings, after a few weeks or months, the courts will send you a form which you should fill in. Again, you have to keep your eye on the mail. And then in that form, they ask you, do you want a court proceedings? Do you want to appear in court? What do you want to do? And I said I just wanted to look at it, to be judged just looking at the paperwork. Basically, what happened is BW Legal asked to appear in court to have a formal proceeding, a formal appearance. So I would needed to go to court. I would have needed to go to court. And the decision of the judge was, okay, this is the date. All parties go to court, come to court, and we'll look at it then. So you're going to have, 45 minutes to present your case. So you need to have the paperwork ready. You need to have everything ready. But what happens is I did not know the procedure, and the court needed me to pay £25 to pay for the court proceedings, and also NCP had to pay £25 for the court proceedings. But basically, NCP and BW Legal, especially BW Legal, was bluffing all the way. What is a complete bluff, because they had planned from the beginning not to go to court, not to pay that. Basically, what they do it all the time when they file the court proceedings. They ask, it's a form of intimidation. That's all they do. They intimidate you. They say they want to see you in court. They summon you to court, but then when it comes to pay, because they know the whole proceedings, they know how it works. When it comes to pay, they don't pay, so the case gets thrown out of court. And as a side note, as soon as the court proceedings date was established, was set by the judge, I had already sent my complete defense with all the documentation and everything, and they what do you call it? The BW Legal said, "Well, we'll drop it. If you drop it, we'll drop it." And I didn't actually say anything. Basically, BW Legal, what they've done is said a claim to the court that I wanted to drop it, never signed anything, because they told so many lies, is incredible. And yeah, you know, basically first they wanted to drop it. They wanted to drop it if I dropped it. I didn't trust them. I wouldn't sign anything that would actually go through them because I really didn't believe it. I just don't trust them. They are so deceptive. Is incredible. So yeah, it was dropped. So basically, the lesson is as long as you keep defending it, it's too expensive for anyone to take it to court. Even if, and it's quite hard to win. There's many things. If you want to know all the details, why it's very hard, you can read all the case in the link below. But everything in the link below, it takes a while to understand it. But basically, they have to prove is the company has to prove that that charge is due. That you signed a contract with them and you've seen the terms and conditions of the car park. You've seen it, and or they have to prove to the judge that you must have seen it. You could not have entered without seeing it. Also, they must prove that there was a modality of payment in the car park. In the car park, they must prove that you could have. It was a modality of payment within the car park. And usually they don't have it. If they don't have barriers, they don't have that. They have to prove who was driving the car. What else do they have to prove? Oh, yes, then the increments, because what the BMW legal was asking is £300. I just said, look, these increases are completely illegal. You cannot increase a payment from £60 to £300 within less than 12 months. You can't do that. This is extortionate amount of interests. It's illegal. It's loan sharking, and I've demonstrated with the laws. All you can do is just apply 6% above base rate. That's all you can do, and it's not that much anyway. So this is it's what they've done. BW Legal, what these guys do. If you ever try to dispute it with one of these debt collectors, you'll realize is that all they do, they've got standard procedures, standard letters they keep sending you, and then if you ask them for evidence, they're going to send you anything. So it's a big bluff. So this is all about park charger notices. If you're interested, just look at the link below. I don't know whether it's there or not. I'll try to include it myself. Yeah. So it's going to yeah. If you're really upset about this parking notices, you just don't need to pay until you get a court order. And getting a court order is very, very hard. As long as you defend it, as long as you keep your eyes open and you defend it. Because even if you do a crap job of defending it, they have still to prove it. And then if they even win, because it's a low claim court, they can't get much anyway. So there you go. But if you want to take my case as a template, feel free. It's down in the link below. Thank you.